W's and L's, the weekly recap show where we give a dub to the things that we like and an L to the things that we don't. My first L is going to none other than Joey Swoll. I'm happy.
Oh, God damn it.
I finally get to give Joey Swoll an L. And now, actually,
you're giving him an L or a dub?
To be honest with you, it's a sarcastic L because he doesn't deserve this L. Well, see, no. I think you have a story that's not my story.
Oh, okay. Let's get it.
Joey Swoll does what he does best, and that is calling people out for their terrible behavior in the gym. He decided to call a black woman out to task because she was in the gym making fun of a guy doing a legitimate workout.
Exercise, yeah.
He was laying down flat and pulling up. I can't remember what the exercise is called. Obviously, I haven't been in the gym.
It's a lat pull. So he took
basically, yes.
He took the dumbbell and put it underneath the bench and laid flat chest down on the bench and was lat pulling back.
Which if you know Joey Swoll, he's going to call it out and be like, yeah, no, that's actually a real workout.
That's legit. Yep.
I just want you to see something, but it's serious, y'all. Pull that shit. Doing unnecessary shit in the gym right now. Like, y'all, I don't even understand if he's trying to serve. There's so many other ways he could have targeted your back.
So what this man is doing is called a chest-supported seal row. This is actually a great exercise. It's good for isolating the upper back, the lats, and by laying flat with your feet off the ground, you remove any cheating or momentum that you would get from your legs or your hips. It's also really good for people that have lower back problems and can't do the conventional bent over row. It's such a great exercise that they literally make a bench for this. Now, unfortunately, you're not going to see these benches in big commercial gyms, but it's not uncommon to see people makeshift a bench just like he does. I've done it many times. But what's worst of all is that you're a certified personal trainer and you don't know this or know better than to film someone to post on social media to make fun of him. And you recruit other people to join in and laugh at him too? Seriously? Shame on you. You need to do better. Mind your own business.
That girl who got called out has been playing victim pretty much ever since he made that video, calling him all sorts of racist and misogynist and all this and that. But, you know, in typical Joey Swoll fashion, she got banned from the gym. he got her banned from the gym. And so I'm sure she's still on Instagram trying to call him out for all his behavior, but it's not going to work. It's Joey Swoll.
I don't know what his behavior is. Like I seen her. I did see her respond to Joey Swoll. It was like, oh, he's attacking queer black women. First of all, lady, how the fuck am I supposed to know you're queer? First of all, what does you being queer have to do with anything in the first place? Like, you being queer don't even preclude you from messing with men. I hate how deep we've gotten into some of these titles and some of these identifiers, because I feel like people just use them as shields, right? Like, we've been armed with the literature so much that we use that to explain bad behavior. You talking about that man doing his exercise, gathering around a crowd of people to make fun of him, has nothing to do with you being queer.
Facts.
Or black, or a woman, or any of that nonsense. Cut it out. Mind your business. Like Joey Swoll
need to do better. Mind your business. Now, I know you have a Joey Swoll story that you also want to tell, I figured.
Young Joey Swoll. So he has, increased his social media presence to a place where he can throw out the first pitch at a Cubs game. At a Chicago Cubs game. Now, Joey Swoll is athletic in his own right.
An inclusive environment.
You know what?
More athletic than I show speed.
So the first part of this is definitely going to look like an L, but the way he recovers is why I'm giving him a dub. Just check him out.
Through his social media platforms,
he got the hat and everything. That's so funny.
To create
he don't leave home without the hat.
Please welcome
He
entrepreneur
could have walked out there
and
without the hat.
lifelong Cubs fan.
No, he can't. That's his
Joey
signature.
Swoll.
It's all right. It's all right.
Peace.
We good. We good. Here we go. Now you got to throw a strike. After all that bullshit, you have to throw a strike. Right down the pipe. Right in the box. Way to recover. Way to recover. First of all, hey, Joey, do better. Okay? No more falling down on the backflips, okay?
The
How about we
backflip
just
without
don't
the
do
clean
backflip
landing
at
is
all?
crazy.
How about we don't do a backflip at all? How about we just throw the fucking ball because that's what we're there to do? He is
All
Simone
over the
Biles?
pitcher mound. All over the pitcher mound. Just whoa! Like I
That
can
man
hear,
thought he was Simone Biles.
I can hear the cartoon sound effects as he's stumbling across the pitcher's mound. I'm just happy because I don't think we've ever given Joey Swoll either a dub or an L, so it's
Facts.
exciting. He's been mentioned plenty of times,
Mm-hmm.
especially the space in his hat. Anyway, I'm giving an L to this. I didn't even know how to intro that. I did not know how to intro it. That was Katy Perry.
Why she doing
That was Katy Perry.
doing this? I see. We talk about how Kendrick has been doing Drake. We really need to study how Taylor Swift did Katy Perry, because I
that's a fact.
swear to God, Katy Perry ain't been popular since Taylor Swift did her. She ain't been popular since. Well, maybe it's that and the marriage to Russell Brand, who is an absolute deviant. But it's been a minute since Katy Perry was popular, and at a certain point in time, Katy Perry was up. Katy Perry had a star concert feature in the theaters long before Taylor Swift ever thought about doing that shit.
Katy Perry was actually good. She had hits.
That needs to be studied the same way we study in this rap beef. That pop beef is something else too now.
Katy Perry was good. Then she got Kanye on a song. Then she got Juicy J on a song. Then she got Snoop on a song. Then she yelled out Offset. And then that was the end of her career.
No, there was the beef with Taylor Swift, bro. I'm trying to tell you, pop beef is something else. Like, you think about A. Marie and Beyonce. A. Marie is just now coming out of her house and speaking. It's like somebody told her she was allowed to open up her lips, and she ain't stopped going for the last like 3-4 months. It's been like 15 years A. Marie been on ice. Where were you even at? Did they put you in a hyperbolic chamber? Where did you go? She annihilated that woman.
She did. Yeah, she got bodied and could not fight back whatsoever.
Nah, I'm trying to tell y'all. Pop
And
beef is
no,
something else.
she did more than kiss a girl. She was hot and cold.
I kissed the girl and I liked it.
Last Friday night was probably the biggest one.
California girls.
Yeah.
California girls, they're undeniable. Ain't see Duke's bikinis on.
She was cool as long as she stayed in her lane. The second she tried to get out of that lane, done. Finito. Finished.
Shout out to Katy.
Wait, what did I just watch? Hold on. That was a fucking travesty. How does Katy Perry even still have cameras pointing in her direction?
Hey man, that is something else, because if you'd have said that shit in 2013, niggas would have been looking at you like, what you talking about? Come on, Kate Perry? Katy?
Yeah, no,
the fall
it's
from
a wrap
grace.
for all of that.
The fall from grace.
I thought she was the holla back girl. No, it was Gwen Stefani.
Gwen Stefani, yep.
Back when she decided to take from Pharrell.
I'm not just gonna act like that because it ain't no holla back girl.
she went on a black run as well. Pharrell, Eve.
Yeah.
Once they hit that black pocket, it's great. And then the second they leave that again, curtains. It's done. So maybe just don't do that and you'll be fine.
Miley Cyrus,
Katy Perry, all of them. Just don't do the black run and you'll be okay.
Just don't do the
black
run.
Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane.
It's like Kamala Harris talking to the immigrants last year. Don't come.
Don't
come.
Oh, man. All right. I am giving an L to, I don't even want to call him Hitmaka at this point. I'm going back to calling him Young Berg. Because he's out here making some crazy Young Berg takes. First of all, he talked to, I believe it was Lauren LaRosa at the BET Awards, and was talking like, Diddy needs to be free. Everything he did wasn't that crazy. Made some wild takes about George Floyd and tried to bring that back around. And then just for him to literally say on Ray J's Twitch channel that Diddy was going around here calling him a sexy motherfucker. Like,
that's nuts.
What are we talking about?
No, the shit that he said about George Floyd, we need to talk about it specifically. The man said the nigga who murdered George Floyd ain't in jail, is he?
Yes.
Huh? Are you remedial? What is wrong with you? What would make you say that and then not have the knowledge of whether or not the man actually got convicted in your mind? Like, if I said something like that confidently, I would at least want to know that what I'm saying is backed up by something. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, y'all out here chasing terrorists as y'all America. Y'all ain't killed Saddam Hussein. Huh? What's wrong with him?
Yeah. He's Young Berg again. We need to go back to stealing his Transformer chain and every rapper wearing it and all the whack stuff he was doing back then. Because he needs to just stop talking. Go back to producing and not talking again.
I don't really understand all of these people. Oh, Diddy innocent. He ain't do nothing. This is all consenting adults. Why you ain't signed up to be no character witness? Why you ain't take your ass down to the courthouse and not on some old publicity bullshit, just trying to get yourself seen on the court cameras like Kanye West. And when they put you in the overflow room, you sit there for 30 minutes and leave. That's not what I'm talking about. Why didn't you reach out to his legal representation and say, I will be a character witness at the trial? I will testify to what I saw at the Diddy parties, since everybody was at the Diddy party and didn't see nothing. Why didn't y'all sign up to testify about what happened at the freak offs? No, it was just all consenting adults. Let's all go down to the New York courthouse and be character witnesses. Since all of y'all was at them parties and never saw nothing going on, and he's innocent, and this is all stuff that happened between consenting adults. Why can't we all line up and talk about it? No,
because I was there, but I left early.
No.
So I didn't see none of that stuff.
Listen. The problem with all of this, and the reason why all of it has been really focused on Diddy's sexual depravity, is because there are too many moneyed interests involved with what was going on with this man. Like, I don't think what Diddy got going on is all that different from Weinstein or even Epstein. I don't think it's that different. The problem is that in all three of those cases, we never prosecuted out. Like, all them women that got ate up by Weinstein, it was Weinstein and his folks too. All them people that got victimized by Epstein was giving those girls out to politicians, to former presidents, to leaders of industry. There are people who are involved in this shit that don't want their name dragged all up through this. And so that's what's really fucking with me. It's like, we got all these Diddy innocent people, but nobody is willing to talk about it in any real detail. Ain't nobody going on stand for your man. Ain't nobody going to court. But he innocent. Sound like y'all want to keep freaking off, so y'all want y'all main freaker to stay free. Hollywood is a nasty place, man. And so,
Of course,
when I see these individuals saying this shit and they don't have 2 nickels worth of a brain to rub together, the shit pisses me off. It really gets to me because it's self-serving. You won't put your own self out there. You won't get out there and say nothing about it, but you'll stay in the background and be like, nah, that ain't legit. Jamie Foxx is another one that almost caught an L for me this week. So you mean for the last 3 months, you've been out here playing coy about you and Diddy and what he may or may not have done to you. And then now all of a sudden, no, it wasn't Diddy. It was just high blood pressure. Shut the fuck up forever. Shut the fuck up forever. You had a whole Netflix special where you was playing that shit up. Apparently, when he did some of his live shows before the recording, he actually said that Diddy poisoned. And that was the rumor that was going around. Right? Now, all of a sudden, you walk in the rumors back. After 20 days of trial?
that's crazy.
So you're either an asshole for playing that shit up while this man is fighting for his life, or you're a liar now. You either lied then or you're lying now. All of this shit is trash, man. All of this shit is trash.
Yeah, but we knew that. We knew that. Unfortunately.
Couple things here we probably need to talk about. TK Kirkland. We were talking earlier about people having opinions on the Diddy trial and how certain individuals don't really need to be promoted in that regard. It's kind of starting to get beyond that with me. Like some of y'all don't need to be around women. Now some of y'all, let me not go ahead and say that, do the pander bear thing where we say all black men are dangerous to black women and we should be held responsible for that shit. That's not this type of party. I'm saying some of you Negroes that are using your platform to go out here and say that Diddy did nothing wrong, that everybody was a consenting adult, either they don't know, you haven't taken the time to read or listen to everything, or you're caping for a sexual predator, which is nuts. Right? Like, beyond all of this stuff about the girls going back and them doing it with other people, right? Like that's a tough enough climb for the prosecution to have to get over. But if you know all of that, how didn't you know that he's beating and putting these women in locked rooms and taking their communication devices away from them and keeping them from their families? Like, that doesn't play a factor at all to you. So when you have your freak offs, you punch women in the face. And when you have your freak off, when they decide that they may or may not want to engage in something, you beat them and drag them back into the hotel room that y'all was in and then pay the hotel security to get rid of the footage, right? Because all that needs to be done when we're just having sex between consenting adults. When you have your freak offs, if that young lady is engaging, talking to someone else, you go to that person's house and try to set their car on fire, right? That's how that goes down. That all sounds perfectly legal to you, lame brain niggas.
Not to mention the power that Diddy has over them and the coercion and
no, because if they don't understand that punching a girl in the face and then telling her to get back on her knees is wrong, then they definitely not gonna understand the power dynamics.
Facts.
Some of y'all too stupid to be on TV and too deviant to be around girls and women. Because explaining some of this shit away is just nasty work. I don't ever want to be around any of you motherfuckers. It's gross. It's nasty. Again, I am nuanced enough to say that the prosecution has not proven their case all the way through and through with Diddy. They got work to do. But for y'all to be standing up 10 toes down with your chest out talking about he did nothing wrong. Okay, you nasty niggas need to go on somewhere. You telling on yourself. You are an individual that I would never want to spend any amount of time around because somehow forcing girls to have sex with you is well within the means of what's consenting. What's wrong with y'all? Let's actually, you know what? I do got a video of TK. Let's listen to TK.
DA doesn't have nothing on Puffy Combs.
It's an idiot.
This current case, you saying?
This current case with Cassie.
Yeah, for sure.
What the DA's doing, I want the world to understand this, is whatever Puffy did to the universe and people, I'm quite sure he's a horrible person. You hear a lot of horrible stories, right? But what the DA is doing, they're assassinating his character to the point that if he loses this case, he'll never be the same person again when he gets out. He will be looked at twice.
Who gives a fuck? Who cares? And that's absolutely not what, like, okay. Is there space in here for them to be extra horny for Diddy? Pause. Because he's a black man? Fine.
Sure.
Fine. Does that give you the green light to run your life like an absolute dumpster? Does that give you the right to be an absolute menace in these streets? Does that give you a free rein to break any law that you see fit, to hurt any individual that you see fit, and just explain it away as, oh, I'm a black man, so I guess I can't get around forceful prostitution. I'm a black man, so I guess I can't falsely imprison people. I'm a black man, so I guess I can't brutally beat my former lover and drive her back, to my room and bribe people to keep it quiet. Like, what are you even fucking talking about? Like, Buddy's actively trying to get you to feel bad for Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah. And completely absolving them of the deeds that they've actually done.
Yeah. So there's been a lot of discussion this past week about the solidarity between the brown and black coalition here in this country, especially with the ICE raids and things of that nature going on.
Mm-hmm.
And while I completely understand black people being worn out politically. I mean, we so much is told you that this was what was going to happen back after the election. Like, all right, we out. You know what I'm saying? You gotta y'all handle y'all handle y'all situation, right? That I will vote for Donald Trump. I will vote for Donald Trump, or all of the white women with your reproductive rights and all of that stuff. The white farmers, right? Lost your subsidies, lost all that money that Biden was supposed to be getting for y'all. Okay, well,
literally told y'all.
Because y'all
literally told y'all this is going to happen.
And y'all voted for that man, right? Like, that's what y'all wanted to do. Okay, so black people was like, all right, we peacing out. And so while they're doing the ICE raids, it's been a lot of conversation about people saying, no, y'all stay home. And then there's certain black people that's like, oh, well, they're going to get us next, which I don't agree with. And then certain folks that's like, oh, well, even though we may not be going, we should still show solidarity. That's what we do. I have seen some Latinos actually understand why some black people are sitting this one out, right? We don't really show all that much solidarity in their social issues, right? We talk out against them when it's time for reparations and things of that nature. It's a very complicated thing. The one thing that I had never really went along with was the idea that the immigrant class in this country was part of the type of systematic removal of black people from industry or certain jobs and kind of being pushed back down the economic ladder. This is a very clear example of that happening. And it is at a community college in Houston, the Houston Community College. I will let y'all hear the story and y'all can decide for yourselves.
College is facing a $100 million lawsuit. Hundreds of African-American employees, both past and present, say they faced racial discrimination while working at HCC. Channel 2's Roseanne Aragon is live tonight with a closer look at what this new lawsuit claims. Roseanne?
This lawsuit was intentionally filed today. The plaintiff tells us she represents many. Houston Community College slapped with a $100 million racial discrimination lawsuit filed on none other than the Juneteenth holiday. At the center of the case is Zelia Brown, a former employee who says she and others have been racially targeted by HCC leadership. The suit also reveals an email chain from Chancellor Cesar Maldonado, which states now we Hispanics are going to receive preferential treatment.
This is a pattern. It is something that is methodically and deliberately done to ostracize that individual.
The suit names Maldonado, HR Director Janet May, and Board of Trustees member Adriana Thomas, claiming they worked intentionally on a, quote, well-developed, systematic, entrenched, and wildly successful campaign of race and sex discrimination against top-level black employees, stating that 90% of the longtime black professionals at HCC have either been terminated or demoted, while there has been a 50% increase in Hispanic hires and promotions.
Whether it is demoting them by pay, placing.
The reason why that stat stuck out to me is because these are not just, these aren't the gardeners on the campus. These aren't the janitors. These is faculty and staff. These are administrators. These are people who are involved in administering higher education. And so I think the prevailing thought about people coming into the country and gaining employment here is that they're taking the jobs that we don't want. And in all honesty, there are a lot of labor jobs that will rather use immigrant labor that they can exploit rather than hire American-born workers. That's absolutely true. It's not totally isolated to that, though. That's not the only place where this is happening, as is, shown here in this lawsuit.
Them in a lower level position, creating schemes.
Brown says it happened to her. In 2016, she was hired to advise on grant use and compliance. In 2018, when she found what she believes was a clear pattern of misused funds and spoke up.
Every avenue that I would go down, they would present an obstacle.
But the lawsuit cites other alleged tactics, including padding black employee personnel files with false complaints. For Brown,
they just immediately.
Now that's egregious. Like that, when they start doing that, now I know we got you, right? She's telling you that she's doing her job, that there is something out of compliance by how these funds are being used. And so instead of seeing that complaint through, they put fake reports or fake complaints into her file to get her fired.
Placed me on administrative leave.
In March, she resigned, and
there have been dozens, as I've said, that have come forward.
HCC says they have not been served yet, so at this hour, they do not have a response. For now, Roseanne Aragon, KPR.
All right, bye-bye, Roseanne. Does this make the ICE raids right or moral in any way, shape, or form? No. And in all honesty, the way that the Orange Cheeto goes about his business will probably land him back in court, and a lot of this stuff will end up getting overturned. But the reason why I played this video is to hopefully, if we have any, Hispanic viewers in our viewership who are maybe feeling some of this tension as well, to help explain, right? Like, we fall too much into what is stereotypical or what is common knowledge, and we don't dig enough. We don't find what the actual fissures in this quote unquote coalition actually are. Right. I seen a video of the ICE protests in New York. It's a Hispanic couple, a dude and a girl. They're walking around in front of the police with some influencers. They're videotaping. They're like, yeah, we seen this nigga at Kava every week.
I saw that, yeah.
Hook up at Kava. Yeah, that nigga.
Kept saying it too.
Nigga. See, that type of shit, which I still blame our black brothers and sisters on the coast for allowing that shit to get that way. But, whatever. But you not about to be demanding I fight for you while you calling me a nigga. It's never going down like that, fam. Ever. So like there's some obvious division here. And if there's ever a chance for growth beyond it, you got to address some of this stuff head on. Like, we got to be honest about what's actually happening. So it's kind of where I was at with all of that.
Yeah, it's really hard for us to say that we want to help them fight when we told you all along this was going to happen, and you still voted that way against your own interests. It's hard to get us to go, oh yeah, we'll help. We tried to help.
Look at Chi-Town. Did I miss the Kendrick glaze?
I saw it.
Just go back to the beginning. A matter of fact, you can just go back about 20 minutes to when we started Dubs and L's. I said, I don't think
you didn't miss it though. You didn't miss it.
On a serious tip, though, it's a type of discrimination that takes place a lot here in Vegas and in the southwest of the country in general. I could see that large Latino populations where they do have the opportunity to move up. And so, look, do I get the idea? Would I wish that there are more black people who did that, you know, when they got the opportunity? Absolutely, right? If you get the chance, get as many of us in there as you can. Not on the back of discrimination, though. Not on the back of removing the black apparatus that already exists. It's one thing to open up doors for your folks once you get there. It's another thing to clear out the road. Okay, that's two different things to me.
And also, stop using rap lyrics to try to placate to us. Don't be using Nipsey's lyrics and Tupac's lyrics.
I will throw something at you. Throw something at you. Will black people be without Mexican? Don't play with me.
That's crazy.
Don't play with me. I'll go right back to I am voting Donald Trump. I am voting. But listen. Should there be a brown and black coalition? Yes. Can't happen without honesty, though. Can't happen without being honest.
Can't happen without conversations that need to be had.
Same conversation in the diaspora wars. Can there be true Pan-Africanism? Sure. Can there be Pan-Africanism without delineation? No. Because that is something that you require only from Black Americans, and you don't require that from any other group on the continent. They don't have to drop their delineation to be part of the diaspora. They want us to be ambiguously African to be part of the diaspora, and that's kind of the rub here. At least in my opinion. Oh, my bad. Damn. I am voting Donald Trump. I was working on a warehouse, driving a forklift. Everybody in the building except for 3 or 4 of us spoke English. Another job where you're probably going to see a heavy immigrant population. Warehouse jobs, construction work, carpentry. Kind of
the
stuff.
Jobs people don't want in a lot of cases, not all cases.
Appreciate that, Culture May. I appreciate you sticking with me. And I mean, a lot of people have taken this attitude, Lawrence, and I can't necessarily be mad at it. Black people in this country are worn out politically. They're absolutely worn out politically. We've been taking up the reins of most of the fights here. Right. And as we've been screaming fascism, as we've been screaming, hey, listen, this ain't going to go the way that you think it's going to go. And I'm not a Kamala was the answer type of guy, but it sure as hell wasn't Orange Boy. Sure as hell wasn't him.
The problem is when we have our fights, it's because the most egregious of the acts happen against us. Mm-hmm. And we try to tell people like it's happening against you as well. And they don't want to listen. It's me no block. It's all.
That's an interesting take.
Bullshit from their side.
No Kings was funded by Walmart and Christy Walton because she is messing with their cheap labor. Hold on, let me. No Kings was funded by Walmart and Christy Walton because this is messing with their cheap labor. Oh, I get it. So you're saying they hire a bunch of illegal immigrants at Walmarts, and that's messing with their labor force. I got you. Maybe that's a weird confluence of public interest and private industry. It happens from time to time. You do see that. I don't necessarily want to be on the same side as the Waltons, but it certainly was effective yesterday for sure. Whoever funded it. Without remorse. Hey, sorry, Tom. You gotta relax. Gotta relax. Gotta stop faking the funk. Yeah, absolutely. Let's just stop acting like everything has been peaceful coexistence. That way we can get through some of this mud and point our direction where it needs to be. But if we're never going to be honest about anything, then yeah, everybody's going to fight their own battles. That's just how it's going to be. We will see y'all next week. We'll be back at our normal time. Again, like, share, subscribe, get all your takes on everything we had to say into the chat. Appreciate y'all. Shout out to all the fathers. Y'all have a good day.
Peace.
Peace.